Welcome to Book It, a mini review of a hot new book title for your middle school readers. I'm your host, Joe Pizzo. Today's featured book is Time to Roll by Jamie Sumner, a book published in 2023. In an interview with MG Book Village, Sumner states that her, quote, heart lies in middle grade fiction, unquote. On her website, jamie-sumner.com, the author reveals that, quote, she loves stories that celebrate the grit and beauty in all kids, unquote. It should be noted that Sumner's son Charlie suffers from cerebral palsy. The inside cover of Time to Roll tells us that, quote, Ellie is so not the pageant type. Pageants are Coralie's thing, so Ellie is happy to let her talented friend shine in the spotlight. But what's she supposed to do when Coralie asks her to enter a beauty pageant and their other best friend, Bert, signs on to be their manager? Then again, how else is she going to get through this summer with her dad, who barely knows her while her mom is off on her honeymoon with Ellie's amazing gym teacher? Ellie gives in. There's only one problem. The director of the pageant seems determined to put Ellie and her wheelchair front and center. So it's up to Ellie to figure out a way to do things on her own terms and make sure her friendships don't fall apart along the way. Through it all, from thrift store deep dives to disastrous dance routines, she begins to form her own definition of beauty and what it means to really be seen, unquote. Let's share the beginning of Chapter 3 to get a sample of Sumner's style. A room of one's own. The thing about cerebral palsy is that I've lived with it every day of my life, so I'm used to it. But to the rest of the world, it's a surprise. And not usually a good one. It's like if you were really hoping for a bike for your birthday, but got a 1,000-piece puzzle instead. Your parents really want you to be open-minded about the puzzle, so you fake a smile. All you can think about, though, is how fast you could be going on your bike right now. That's the face my father makes when I open the door to the trailer the morning after Mom's wedding. He'd rather be on a bike, and he's wondering how in the world he got stuck with the puzzle. Back at you, Dad. Ellie! Hello! He booms. I wince. We aren't on a conference call. He's not in the courtroom. And I am not hard of hearing. He can just talk. This better not be his standard volume the entire month he's here to stay with me while Mom and Hutch go on their honeymoon, or I'm going to need some earplugs and miles of personal space. Hi, Dad. Mom walks up behind me. Greg? Alice? That's it. Just Greg? Alice? So much is being lobbed back and forth in the silence, though, that I roll back. In my head, I hear video game noises as Mom racks up the points. Dad already looks like he's ready to run in the opposite direction. No surprise there. Sumner's publisher, Simon & Schuster, notes, quote, Jamie Sumner is the author of Roll With It, Time to Roll, Tune It Out, One Kid's Trash, The Summer of June, Made for It, and Deep Water. Her work has appeared in the New York Times, the Washington Post, and other publications. She loves stories that celebrate the grit and beauty in all kids. She is also the mother of a son with cerebral palsy and has written extensively about parenting a child with special needs. She and her family live in Nashville, Tennessee. Unquote. Roll With It holds the distinction of being a Kirkus Review's Best Middle Grade Book and a Bank Street College of Education Best Children's Book of the Year. Kirkus Reviews calls Roll With It, quote, an honest, emotionally rich take on disability, family, and growing up, unquote. While author R.J. Palacio views the novel as, quote, a lighthearted story that's as sweet as it is awesome." Unquote. In an interview with Reading Middle Grade, Sumner, a former teacher, reveals, quote, "I wrote this novel for my son, Charlie, who also has cerebral palsy. As his mother, I fought his entire life for him to be seen beyond his wheelchair and his extra needs. He is so much more than that. And I knew if I were to tell a story from someone like his or Ellie's perspective, I would want to share all sides." Unquote. Roll With It is a great book to entertain middle grade readers while raising their awareness of the challenge of dealing with a disability. For Book It, a mini review of a hot new book title for your middle school readers, I'm your host, Joe Pizzo. Have a wonderful day.